D6 Eastside, Costa Mesa. How you doing tonight? This is Jeff Pettis, candidate for City Council. And tonight we're going to talk about recovery. And I get lots and lots of questions about sober living houses, recovery, mental health. And some people ask, how are you able to split the difference in between enforcement and being empathetic? And I'm going to talk a little bit about my own experience tonight, mostly in the spirit of being open, transparent, genuine. I need to model that if I'm asking that of our leaders. So I too, most people that know me or are close to me, and my family especially, for close friends, know that I myself am in recovery. I've been in recovery for 15 years, and I'm going to take you back a little bit just to give you some insight into my life and what's brought me to where I am now. So when I was 25 years old, my family had gotten together, parents, friends, people that were close to me, and said, listen, your life's falling apart. You can't come here, you can't call here, you can't, no money, no interaction with the family at all unless you decide to get into recovery. And after a little bit of fighting and hemming and hawing, I did it. And the reason I did it was I felt the sincerity that they meant it. So I was sober for 6-7 years. In that time, what happened, I went to the treatment center at that time, ended up working for them. I ended up becoming the director of the intake department in that treatment center, which was finding people from all over the country and getting them help, getting them placed. And this is all prior to my nursing career, prior to my business career. This is kind of early going back. So I got married at the time and decided that after a few years I've grown up and I can handle it. I can do this thing. I can have a beer here and there. And I'm going to tell you that my whole life fell apart. So I rebuilt. Life fell apart again. I ended up getting divorced. I have 2 beautiful daughters from that marriage. And I'm going to bring you back to current. So 15 years ago, I just, on my own, I was with my wife at the time, my kids, decided this in my gut. I knew that I needed to, in order to be a father, a good upstanding person in the community, I needed to leave that situation, which included leaving my kids at the time. I was in the middle of a divorce. I'd lost my job, I'd lost everything. Come back to California. I had been in Phoenix for a year at that time. And that was the only time I'd been away from California. And I came back and went back into recovery on my own. Spent a long time figuring out how to get straight with myself, how to rebuild. I ended up getting my kids back. Everybody came back in the house. I got remarried, went back to school, graduate school, and it brought me to where I am now. And the reason I'm bringing all this up is because in order for a person to get truly recovered or be in recovery, it takes grit, it takes honesty, it takes courage, it takes humility, it takes fighting like you've never fought before. And it takes not being in the victim mentality frame of mind. And I think there's a perception from those out there that people that are trying to help those that are out struggling, mental illness, substance abuse, that the people on the outside trying to help these people coddle that type of person. That might be true. That's the absolute worst thing you can do. It is tough to get sober, it is tough to remain sober, and it's tough to rebuild. If you are willing to do the work and fight, then you can make it. And so my point of bringing all this up is that I truly feel blessed in my heart that I had family that loved me and cared enough for me to give me a chance, and I had people that believed in me, and I know that there are a lot of people out there that don't have that. So I have a great deal of empathy for those folks out there that are struggling, but I also know that you can't coddle these people. Nobody coddled me. I had lost everything twice, and I'm not saying this out of any kind of I'm bragging or thinking, it's a very humble place, but I worked very, very hard to rebuild my life, and it's been worth it. And I oftentimes say I'm grateful for addiction because I wouldn't be the man I am today. So I think that it puts me in a unique place to help, to govern, and to be able to understand both sides of this whole thing that is substance abuse, mental illness. I just wanted you guys to hear that from me and understand more of what makes me a uniquely qualified candidate to govern and to understand and to be tough yet empathetic and to really get things back on track. So there you go. And any other questions, please leave them in the comments below. And I would really like you to vote for Jeff Pettis for City Council, Eastside District 6. And I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you.